Oh, Donna, I forgot about Donna. We got Donna.
Is she on?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Okay, so now we have everyone. And it is
Okay.
4:45. So if you want, I can give my little spiel.
Okay.
Okay, so our council meeting is being recorded and live streamed to YouTube. Anyone from the public, although we don't have anyone from the public signed on this evening, but anyone from the public that has a question needs to raise their hand. At the bottom of the screen, you will see an icon for that. And the public will be given an opportunity to voice comments and/or objections prior to any council vote. General public comments will be taken at the chair's discretion at the end of the meeting, and anyone from the public addressing city council is required to state their name and address the first time they speak, and just their name for any subsequent comments. So the first order of business, Mr. Chair, this evening is our hearing for our CDBG, our 5-year consolidated plan. So I will turn it over to you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome.
We want to call to order a public hearing. This is a public hearing regarding the Community Development Block Grant Annual Plan for the year 2020. And we will turn it over to, is Janelle going to run this?
Yes, she is.
Thank you.
Okay. So in accordance with the federal regulations at 24 CFR Part 91, the city has prepared a consolidated submission for community planning and development programs. This document, known as the Consolidated Plan, is a requirement for direct assistance under certain HUD programming, including Community Development Block Grant. The Consolidated Plan is a 5-year plan that the city will use as an outline for 2020 through 2024 CDBG funded activities. In fiscal year 2020, the city expects to get an entitlement grant of $665,482 of community development block grant funds and program income in the amount of $20,000 during the program year, which runs January 1, 2020 through December 31, 2020. The total resources are anticipated to be $685,482. The city intends to use the fiscal year 2020 HUD funds received for the following activities: $96,000 for crime prevention, $139,482 for street improvements, $80,000 for housing rehabilitation and homebuyer assistance, $100,000 for code enforcement, $130,000 for general administration, and $140,000 for water main improvements. At this time, I open up for the public hearing for questions and comments.
So I'd just like to add, just in case council would like a comparison. So for 2019, we budgeted very similar funds, the same amount for police services. We budgeted $100,000 for street improvements. Again, $80,000 for housing rehab and home buyer assistance, $100,000 for code enforcement, the same for general administration, and the same for water main improvements. We did have spot blight of almost $23,000 included in 2019. 2018, pretty similar. There was less, that's actual spent. There was more money spent in street improvements. We had used some money from some prior years and didn't use quite as much in code enforcement or general administration. So just to give you an idea of what we've done in the last 2 years, very similar.
Mayor, I could probably go looking in the budget or something along those lines, but can you tell us the program income that comes out of the general administration? What does that come from? What's the source of that income?
So what are the expenses? Is that what you're asking?
No, am I incorrect understanding that there's $20,000 of additional income that we're generating by some sort of program that we run?
Okay, so people who are paying back like deferred loans and things like that.
Okay.
That's money's coming in for payment on loan.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
When does this money usually come available?
So May, are you okay if I take it? Okay, so we got the award letter actually early this year. We got it in February. So the money will be available as soon as we submit this plan, the consolidated plan and the annual plan. It's approved by HUD, and then we have to submit our environmental review, and that has to be approved by HUD, and then we can actually use the funds. So it could be another 2 months or more until we get actual approval from HUD to use the funds.
Thank you. Is there any other questions from anyone else regarding this public hearing? Okay, I don't hear anything. Janelle, I want to thank you, and does Melissa help you with this? And the mayor and her team there, and
It's
and
a team effort, yes.
it's a team effort. Okay, go team. I think you did a great job putting this together, and it's certainly a nice chunk of funds that we're able to use to help the city in all different areas and make things a little better. So thank you for your efforts to make all this happen. There's a lot of I's to dot and T's to cross, and you guys do a great job putting it all together so that these things are available for us. Thank you.
Janelle and
Okay.
Melissa do a great job.
Is there any other comments or questions regarding this public hearing? Okay, hearing none, I'm going to call this public hearing closed. Thank you very much. Okay. Our next order of business tonight is our pre-council meeting. We'll call that to order August 20th, August 20, 2020. Okay. The first order of business is the assignment of prayer. And Brother Chris, are you okay for that?
Oh, I think I can make do.
Okay, thank you, sir. Minutes and budget report have been sent out by email by Ms. Cheryl. Mayor, would you care to bring us up to date on the budget,
Sure.
please?
So the end of the month, July, represents about 58% of the budget year completed. Our revenues were at around 65% and our expenditures were around 44%. So both of those our performance is better than budgeted. However, in 2019, and I've been doing this, a comparison, our revenues last year at this time were at 70% and our expenditures were at 45%. So we will, again, and I've been saying this, we will not see the full effects of COVID until most likely the third, fourth, and first quarters of next year. So we just need to weather the storm and continue to do what we're doing with cutting the expenditures and trying to do whatever we can to maximize revenues, which we are doing.
Thank you, Mayor. Is there anyone that has any questions concerning the budget report? Okay, hearing none, you guys have a couple of days to look that over. We're going to have a department update from our Director of Public Works, Robin Getz. So Robin, the screen is yours.
Good evening, everyone. So I just wanted to pull a couple things together to report on that are kind of up in current time here. And I know the most pressing has been Walnut Street. So everyone is aware the city has installed 420 lineal feet of city-owned curb line along the project limits. The bid was awarded to Affordable Paving and Excavating, LLC. The estimates for this project were placed at a cost per lineal feet of between $90 to $100 per foot. In view of the COVID-19, for the first time ever, the city participated in an electronic bidding process with PennBid. Also notable with this process is that we received bids from 7 companies. We expected the bid to come in at $42,000, and the awarded company actually came in at just under $39 per lineal foot, which is pretty much unheard of. We were very pleasantly surprised, and so was our engineering firm. The highest of the 7 bids was $94,500. Another benefit was with this company doing the work on behalf of the city, many of the residents in the area spoke to them and got their curb and sidewalk repairs and replacements scheduled as well. This company remains in the area and they're continue to do work in the city. And with our mayor's leadership, we have extended the cutoff date from August 15th to October 15th. That is absolutely the maximum time that we can give residents in the area. Otherwise, their curbs won't have enough time to cure before we do our paving project. So we're still on track with an anticipated date of September 17th for the let date, with mobilization around March of 2021. And just to reiterate, we know Walnut Street is horrendous. We know that the authority and UGI are doing all they can to get these services upgraded. We know that city staff has called at all hours of the day and in some cases night, regardless of business hours, to get repairs made when their temporary trenches have failed and washed out following a downpour. We cannot stress it enough that this is part of doing a project of this magnitude. And I can guarantee you that the only complaint we will hear concerning Walnut Street following the final paving is how cars are flying because they have nothing remaining but smooth sailing. So just a heads up, Chief. The recycling center. We have changed the hours of operation at the recycling center on Lehman Street. We are now closed Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Wednesday, we are open from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Thursday and Friday, we are open from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturday from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. We have transitioned to allowing the city residents to use the facility and access it by obtaining a free card issued by the city. Residents only need to provide proof of residency to obtain this card. Until the markets change a bit more towards the positive, this restriction will remain in place. The city staffed the center on Saturdays only for 2 months as a soft opening, and the amount of non-residents that were utilizing this facility were fairly significant. Over time, the center was assumed to be a county facility, which it is not. As of August 1st, the new hours and policy were officially introduced. And those that are not residents have been instructed to contact their municipality to see what they have to offer, to contact their trash hauler to see if they can arrange recycling pickup, or to go through the county facility at 1610 Russell Road, managed by the Greater Lebanon Refuse Authority. You will not be able to get into this facility any longer just by showing your driver's license. The card must be obtained. I am currently serving on the board of the advisory committee at Greater Lebanon Refuse Authority, and we are working on the new solid waste plan, which is a 10-year plan and will cover the years 2020 until 2030. It deals with the organization of waste management and discussion related to future considerations. This includes participation in municipal recycling efforts and the cost as a whole, material and commodity pricing, along with processing costs. We are also looking at maintenance of the facility as a whole, along with anticipated expansions that may become necessary over the next 10 years. This final document is expected to be ready in September. So let me move now to my favorite MS4. This is a subject that by now I believe many are turning a deaf ear to. Since my arrival 6 years ago, I began a very hard education program. Newsletters, pamphlets, door hangers, banners, advertisements, partnerships with county municipalities, participation at Healthy Kids Day, National Night Out, as well as other multiple educational opportunities. We have created emergency plans for the Hazel Dyke Channel by working with DEP and the Army Corps of Engineers. We have joined in an organized consortium and have now instituted fees. The frustration is this year to date, we have 7 documented incidents of violations. The police have cited in several of those cases, and we have 4 months remaining in this year to get through. So I am concerned with the number of violations in view of the education being provided. One case was the direct result of actually and intentionally dumping items directly into the drain. Our efforts will continue in this avenue. I am currently serving on the CAP, which is a countywide action plan steering committee, to create the specific objectives that will be needed to establish where clean water of both stream and aquifer supplies are concerned. This is a requirement of DEP and EPA to the local governments. They have funded a county stormwater manager who is with the Lebanon County Conservation District. We are not sure how long this funding will continue. However, for now, it will more than cover this person, along with the consultants, to get the plan finalized. This is also on a September 2020 target date.
Robin, can I interject?
You may.
So I think that full-time employee, they're with Lebanon Valley Conservancy, right? Not.
No, actually, it is the Conservation District.
It's.
Yes. Okay. So on a positive note, I'm extremely pleased with our staff. They continue working staggered shifts, and we have gone without any summer employees support. So the challenge of keeping up with all of the work has been a tough balance. With having 400 acres of grass to maintain and basically 3 staff members making the continued effort of keeping up with the grass, the guys are still keeping up with street sweeping, pothole repairs, sign and meter repairs, parking lot cleaning, curb painting of handicap spaces, and repairs to 22 catch basins as of today. The annual report that is provided to you shows what this department is responsible for to maintain, and to do it with our current staffing is remarkable. They deserve a lot of credit. Internal operations has also been a challenge with the loss of a recycling coordinator and our zoning officer. It has resulted in a few changes in order to keep business moving forward. Our search for a replacement of our zoning officer continues. Our staff in multiple departments has been very helpful in filling gaps where the extra workload is concerned. In the interim, I suppose my 33 years of experience and training will just need to suffice. I also suppose that it is a benefit of having a well-rounded background. It is also a huge benefit to everyone to have a mayor who has a set vision and the background to benefit all aspects of our residents of the city as a whole. And finally, on a positive note, I will let you know that the Northwest Elementary School walkway is getting ready to proceed. Their let date was on August the 6th. Their mobilization is scheduled for March of 2021 with the completion of June of 2021. And that concludes my report for this evening.
Thank you, Ms. Robin. Is there any questions for Robin from anybody on council? I have one question, just real quick. You didn't touch on it, and that was fine. Could you give us a little update on what's happening out at the dam at Stavers?
Well, with the delays, I'm not sure how many are aware, but even at the state level, like PennDOT, DEP, several of the other state offices, they're still working remotely. They are not back at work fully staffed yet. So email exchanges are taking 2-3 times to get things through and get things completed. So we probably are looking at another delay. As the mayor reported, I believe last month, we are still trying to get the final easements approved. We have a survey team scheduled to go out as soon as they're comfortable with getting on other people's properties and having the social distancing met. So we continue a slower progress on this project, but we continue.
But they're not giving any, the state's not pushing us for any kind of completion date that has to be by or anything. Okay,
No, we have done the preliminary submissions for our permits, so we're in good shape currently.
okay. All right, thank you for taking care of that. Okay. Thank you again for your Public Works Department and everything they're doing. These are difficult times and changing all the time. So thanks for them working extra hard. Thank you.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay, the next thing on our agenda tonight is a resolution approving the 5-year consolidated plan for the fiscal year 2020 to 2024 and for the fiscal 2020 annual action plan that we talked about during our public hearing. I will take that resolution. And Mayor or Janelle, is there anything else you'd like to share about that? Okay. And does anybody have any other questions about that at all? Okay, hearing no other questions, that's the end of our formal agenda. Does anybody have anything that they would like to share for the good of the city?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I just have a note I'd like to pass to Robin. A constituent approached me the other day about a pothole in front of 803 South 12th Street. And I was just wondering if maybe you could send the crew out, do an inspection, see if it could use some patch. I don't know. I haven't seen it, but he said it impacts them getting in and out of their driveway. That's all I have to say.
I will have them take care of that. Thank you.
Thank you, Richard. Is there anyone else have anything
Thank
to
you.
share for the good of the city? Okay, hearing none, I'm going to call the meeting to close unless anyone else has anything else to say. Going, gone. Okay, this meeting's closed. Thank you very much for coming out, for Zooming with us, and we'll see you Monday, 6:30. Thank you very much.
Night, everyone.
Take care.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you.